Aisha Buhari to Nigerians. Be the change you want to see. The First Lady, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, has advised Nigerians to the change they want to see in the country. This is even as she entreated heads of families to wake up to their responsibilities in the society. She made the call at a special prayer session for the nation hosted by her office and the chief imam of the presidential villa, Abuja. Mrs. Buhari said, "Let us manifest in ourselves the change we want to see in our society and our nation. I therefore call on heads of families to wake up to their responsibilities in order to provide a good, nourishing and thriving environment for our Muslim Ummah and the nation as a whole, and in order to arrest the multitude of societal ills that are manifesting on daily basis in our society. Challenges like corruption, drug abuse among women and young people, internet theft, kidnapping, robbery, and other forms of crime. Today, many of the nation's woes are usually attributed to collapse of family values. These values are primarily in the custody of parents who are responsible for love, care, and provision. They are therefore in the best position to ensure that children grow up and behave responsibly," she said. The former Nasarawa State Governor, Senator Tanko Amakura, in his remarks, lamented that drug abuse could make the future of the country bleak if not checked. He said, "The focus of this prayer is based on youth reformation. One of the things bedeviling this country is the way and manner our youth are abusing drugs. If we leave the youth to be taking drugs, then our future will be bleak. I pray that people will take lessons from these supplications and prayers and go to their various societies and platforms and preach, advise, guide, and counsel our youth not to take drugs," he said. The event, which was held at the State House Conference Center, has it in attendance the Chief of Staff to the President, Malam Abba Kyari, the Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, Inspector General of Police, Alhaji Mohammed Adamu, Registrar JAMB, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, wives of governors, as well as many Muslim clerics and Islamic scholars from across the country. Yeah, the president's wife has advised parents, because what she's talking about here is that, all the things happening in the society all starts from the family, because it depends on how you bring up your children, the way you train them. We portray how they are going to behave when they are in society. Of course, we still know that there's some children, even irrespective of what the parents must have done, they will go out there and do their own thing. They wouldn't want to even listen to their parents, mostly when they are of age. But most importantly, what you inculcate in the lives of the children will go a long way. Not that, okay, because you feel that, at the end of the day, when the children grow up, they might want to do their own thing. But if you have started it from the beginning, it will serve as a lesson, and it will still help them to a very large extent, because the percentage of them that will want to deviate from what they are being taught by their parents, it's going to be at a reduced percentage or reduced rate. But come to think of it, with all the things we've been experiencing in this country, all over the places, because people tend to say children follow, or the younger ones tend to look at what the older ones are doing. And when the people complain about the youth of nowadays, because they see the rate and the manner to which most of these elders, especially the politicians, because that is where it starts from, the way and manner to which they are running this country and living extravagant life, coming out to display wealth. And once you look at all those, where the source of their wealth, you cannot trace them to a meaningful area. You not know that either in one way or the other, they've been able to cut corners, most especially the politicians. And that's why, since the politicians, the leaders, they do not want to do the right thing by providing the enabling environment for the children or for the youth to thrive in. They want to do their own things, because as we speak now, the government is not doing much. It's not doing much, and everybody is trying to help him or herself. And that's why you see that a lot of things are just going on. A lot of things are really going bad. You can imagine, in the country, we see a lot of children out of school. Where are their parents? What is government doing about it? Government is not doing much about it. They are talking about school feeding. The school feeding, after giving them one meal a day, then what happens at the end of the day? What happens to the area where they are schooling? What happens to the building? What are the learning materials, good quality learning materials they are using? What about their teachers? How have they been treated? Their welfare, are their salaries being paid as at when due? The school environment, is it up to standard? Yet you are talking of food. Of course, food is good, but I think what is more important is let the environment be more comfortable, conducive. So if children are going or are in that environment, how do you want them to reason? Because one thing our leaders always do is that, or their belief is that everything you should just do the right thing, even if they themselves have not done the right thing. It's just like parents, like he's advising the parents. If the parents if they don't really give a good guideline, you don't provide the amenities, you don't provide what the children need to be able to fall in line, and you expect them to behave very well or to behave normal, it's not going to happen because you have not done your own part. So, and again, the question I always ask is that all these our leaders that are that setting bad examples, because they will say, oh, the youth of these days, they don't even know much about politics, they don't have experience, they don't have this, they don't do this, they can't handle affairs of this country. Okay, you that you have that experience, what have you brought to this nation? What have you guys caused to this nation? And you see them, majority of them, they had good education, they had good upbringing. Then what happened that we are seeing a lot of corruption among the older ones, because 98 or 95% of people who are leading us in this country, they are older people, because actually you will see few younger ones amongst them. What are they teaching them? You can see the abnormalities going around in the country, and you expect the younger ones to behave well, to learn from who, or to be different. Of course, there are some young youth or children that they will like, oh, no matter what my parents are doing, they will be able to discern that, no, things that my parents are doing or these elderly ones are doing, I don't want to toe that line. I want to set a different path, a good path, for myself. But how many percentage are those people? Majority of people say, okay, since this is how it's like, that is the norm, that is the rave of the moment. If elderly ones can be involved in this kind of atrocities, then why can't we? It just takes few to be able to say, no, they don't want to go the way these elderly ones are going. Like what the president's wife said. Of course, that is the normal thing to say. But what about the elderly ones that are supposed to be teaching children the right thing? Because it goes beyond the parents. Because when children are seeing things happening, on national TV, everywhere, that even parents or adults are not even comporting themselves. When the parents will be telling them one thing, they will be seeing other things. That you are telling me to do this, you are telling me to do that. Then what about these people? You talk about good governance. What about these people? What about these people? What about these politicians? What about these leaders? Most of them who do not really obey court order. How do we categorize them? Can we say those ones should go and learn from their parents? These are the things that most of these youth are seeing in the society, that they really want to emulate, they want to copy. They see all these politicians living, large life, and yes, you want them to act accordingly. It's not going to happen. Of course, the parents must do their own bit. You will do their own bit, but the leaders in this country should do more. They should do more. As you are advising the parents, you need to advise the politicians, because that is where the majority of the problem we are having in this country, that is where they are coming from. They are coming from. That is just where they are coming from. It's just like if a child is not well trained, the government must have put a lot of policies or laws, in place that will checkmate them. If you think you want to do anyhow, the government will make you to see anyhow. But when the government is not doing its bit, you live life as if you are God, you are everything. Nobody can talk to you, and you expect the younger ones, because like I said, no matter what the parents are going to be teaching them, they will go into the society and see what is happening. It's just like maybe you have people who are not qualified that holding one position or the other, and you are telling the children to go to school. They will tell you it doesn't pay. After all, even the ones, because they are even seeing the ones who have really taken their time to behave well, to go to schools, to do everything. At the end of the day, they come out, the society has made them useless, as if they don't know what they are doing. Even some of the parents are even regretting, why did I send my children to school in the first place? And at the end of the day, nothing is coming out. They are not getting jobs. They are not getting incentives to even get to even start their own business. People always say, oh, is it that everybody is waiting for a white collar job? White collar job. At the end of the day, white collar job, you want to do business. How do you do your business? You're going to start from scratch. From where? The environment is not conducive. The environment is volatile, and you are expecting them to do wonders. It's not going to happen. The government must do its own, and while the masses as well, they will see something to fall on, so that they will continue from there. But when there is nothing, they always say, oh, some people are just lazy, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to do anything. But what is the percentage of people who are struggling to get things done rightly? Because it is survival of the fittest. They are just struggling. You know, it is not everybody that has that tolerance to go through some things. But some things must be put in place for people to thrive on. As much as parents are doing their part, the leaders in the society, they need to do better. Because as parents are teaching their children, the children are seeing what is happening in the society. So everything works hand in hand. Even as the president's wife is saying, everything works hand in hand. Of course, she has been saying her own bits. I don't know whether people are really listening to her. You know, you cannot even say whether she's biased or whatever, or she doesn't know what she's talking about. But most of all these leaders must do the needful by making sure that the society is good. They need to put a lot of things in place. So guys, that's my own opinion concerning what the president's wife has said. Leave your comments and let's hear your take. Bye.